I am just about to go to bed, hence the really dark, poor lighting of this video. But I had an interesting realization today that I wanted to share about what has happened because I've started using essential oils in my life. And so I have never been someone who was really into perfume or fragrances. I would occasionally wear some sort of subtle vanilla was something, and even up until last year, I was still wearing vanilla on a fairly regular basis. And since starting to use essential oils, I haven't been wearing any perfume or anything. I've only, been using essential oils and diluting it and putting it on my skin. And I didn't think about that as like a way to do perfume, but I guess that, is something that I have been doing. And I didn't think anything of it until today. I was surrounded by a lot of young adults, and their perfume was overwhelming. And I have discovered that I have grown quite sensitive to synthetic fragrances. And I had no idea that would happen. And it's really interesting to me that it has. And it makes me wonder, before I started using essential oils and how the fragrances didn't, really bother me, what that means. Because I've been looking into how the essential oils affect your brain chemistry, it makes me wonder how some of these synthetic fragrances affect our brain chemistry. And the fragrances that people were wearing was overwhelming in a very negative way, and it was overpowering, and it was, gave me a headache, made me feel a little bit sick to my stomach. I had to move and relocate and go outside and get fresh air. So it was a really interesting experience. And that brought me to another realization that I haven't touched on, but when I am talking about the essential oils that I'm using, I have ensured that I am using 100% what the bottle tells me is in the bottle. And it's one of those things that's buyer beware, consumers. It's your responsibility to ensure that you are getting your stuff from a reputable source. And so it's just one of those things to be aware of, that there isn't any regulation to ensure that what they say is on the bottle is what's actually in the bottle. So, you might be getting 100% oregano oil, or you might be getting 20% oregano oil. And I would bet money that for people who use oregano oil regularly, especially if they're using it internally, it's not 100% oregano oil, because that can be quite dangerous. And so you wouldn't use 100% oregano oil internally. It would be diluted with a carrier oil, because it's a very hot oil. So that's sort of a best case scenario, is that it's just diluted. But the oils that you buy in various stores and that are quite cheap very likely are not what they claim to be. And just anything that you're reading with labels, anything that you're reading the labels, anytime they say fragrance or anything like that, it's very, very likely that it is a synthetic fragrance. And I have found that I apparently am quite sensitive to it now that I've removed that from my life. And I don't want to go back, because the oils are lovely smelling. I feel like I smell great when I am using them, and I'm having some other benefits as well as I experiment with them. So I just wanted to share that, because it was something that I realized today. So I didn't talk about another kind of oil that I'm using. I'll do that another day, maybe tomorrow. It seems like I'm on a bit of a roll. So I'm going to go to bed and see what tomorrow brings me. Talk to you later.